pieces to wear along with either the labradorite, which is super limited, and the Mabe Pearl, which is super limited. That's all we have left. This is from Novica. And wait, Peyton, you said something earlier that stopped both Rick Domeyer and yours truly in our tracks. You said this is your favorite piece of artisan crafted jewelry
of all times.
That's
and it
amazing.
has been so long since we've been able to get this back in, because it's also one of the most difficult pieces to make in artisan crafted jewelry. It's from Bali. It's from one of our favorite designers, Zaid Makaram, and there's so much here. You know what? I would normally start with the bells, but I'm going to start with the chain this time.
Okay.
When you see the chain, it's what you call the royal crest chain.
Ooh.
And when you see each of those curls, there are 16 curls on each of the elements in the bracelet. You see, each one of those is made by hand, curled by hand, applied by hand.
Wow.
Absolutely an amazing chain. I've never seen another chain to equal anything quite this beautiful. Absolutely spectacular and very difficult to do. But then look at the charms. Look at the bells. Very soft sound, very sweet sound. Can you hear it?
Should I do it up to my microphone?
Sure. Very sweet and very soft sound. But look at, maybe we could do a really close-up of one of the bells, because I really want you to see the bells. You know, as on the Today's Special Value, each bell, those are not carvings, those are individual pieces of sterling silver that have been made into wire, very thick wire, curled, and then formed into these beautiful shapes of bells. And he left them open. He left spaces between the curls, and he said the reason for that is it makes a much sweeter sound.
Aww.
And when you look at the clapper in the bell, you know, the inside part that gives the noise, it's based on the clove. He's from a village in Java, actually, the island next to Bali, that deals in cloves. That's their harvest. So when you see that, it's based on a clove. And it's important because it's not just a solid piece of silver. It's a solid piece of silver with 4 small pieces of silver around it, which really gives it a very sweet and very soft sound.
So we have 2 sizes, 7 1/4, 8 inch, both going quickly. We had this on the air a long time ago. Yes. We don't even know if we were able to get it back in stock. We got it back in stock today, and we did something else. We put it on sale. So normally the QVC price is $199.50. It is $164.88. And because everything is 4 easy payments or more, we gave this one the more. We gave this one 6 easy payments of $27.42. You don't spend more for easy pay. It's that same price of $164.88 on sale that you just pay over 6 months at $27.48. And by the way, this is the first day we've ever placed this on that 6 easy payment plan for your favorite bracelet, even the toggle clasp. And I tucked it next to the Today's Special Value because I think they look gorgeous together. And since we're not going to see another presentation of the value of the day, and we don't have a whole lot left, I think look at those two together. Isn't that so pretty?
Absolutely gorgeous. The detail work is incredible. Look at the bells. You know, bells are very important in Bali. They precede all weddings. They precede all holidays. They precede any kind of parade that there's going to be, because it's believed that when you ring the bell, it cleanses the air. You know, if there's evil spirits or if there's anything negative around, it actually cleanses the air. So that's why bells are so important. And of course, many of us believe that every time a bell rings,
an angel gets their wings.
An angel gets their wings.
Yes. And I was just thinking practically, okay? You have on this bracelet charms, okay? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9 charms on the bracelet that I'm wearing. How much are silver charms these days? There's a lot of companies that do these things, that you add the beads onto your bracelet. I mean, when you think of how much 9 of them would cost, and they're not crafted by hand, and they don't have this look, and I know we don't have anywhere near the number of your favorite artisan crafted bracelet, the Novica bracelet, in comparison to how many of our Today's Special Values have been ordered, but they are beautiful together. Again, it's that conversation of the hard bangle with a beautiful link bracelet. But here's what we have left. The 7 1/4, we have fewer than 500. The 8 inch, only $350, and we are busy. Peyton, what's Novica?
Novica is a great organization in association with National Geographic. What they do is they go around the world, similar to what we do, but they can go into small villages where they really can work with the artisans, you know, that have no other way to get their product to market. They do the paperwork, they give them the silver, they do all of that to support them and help get their products to market. They're great, absolutely incredible. And when you find a piece like this, you know how special it is. Zayed Markarem, his signature is what he calls a Buddha curl. And if you see the beads on here, do you see that they're all curls?
Right.
That's actually his signature. Very well known, incredible. He started by making a pair of earrings for his wife. And she was so happy. She said, you know what? It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. That's when he started in the jewelry business.
Wow.
And he trained with the most famous jewelry designer in Bali.
Wow.
I'm not going to mention his name,
Okay.
but that's who he trained with, and that's where he learned his skills. And when you see the quality here, you can see that quality and you can see that workmanship.
And for me, when Peyton Kelly tells me it is his favorite piece of jewelry, I stand up and take notice because, you know, there's a whimsy to this, but it's also really classic and elegant.
Exactly.
And when you have a charm bracelet, there's movement, there's excitement. It tells a story on your wrist, but this does so much more with every single one of the bells. And remember, Peyton was talking about the clapper. Look at that on the inside to look like the clove that is harvested on the island of Java where he lives. I mean, those are details that you almost need to, again, zoom in and take a look at. And that's the quality, and that's what you deserve. Look at the end caps on the toggle. Now, if you want this 7¼ inch, we're down to the final 350. We can't even remember the last time this was on the air, so please don't wait. And the 8-inch, we only have 300. There's the today's special value, which has seen its last presentation. But you talk about two pieces that are made to be on one person's wrist. That is it.
That is it. And look at the chain. You know, I can't say much about how, you know, we should really just do this chain separately as well.
Yeah, we should.
Because it's spectacular. Each one of those curls is a separate piece of solid silver. But then look at the detail in each bell. And this is not a hard sound. This is a very soft sound. I keep one of these at my desk. And, you know, I'll start ringing it, and everybody comes over to see, well, Peyton, what are you doing now? You know? Because it's calming, because it's a nice soothing, a very calming sound.
Right.
Very sweet sound, as the designer says.
And on a very practical point, you know, I'm looking at it on my wrist, and then I look at that gram weight and I say, yeah, my wrist is telling me that. So when you put this on, you will feel the 34.5 grams of sterling silver that are all handmade. There's not one bit of this bracelet that's not handmade. Not one bit.
Every single piece, handmade and assembled by hand.
So Peyton begged for it to come back in. It took us forever. We only have 200 in the 7¼ only 200 in the 8-inch, and I highly recommend that with the value of the day. I think they are beautiful together. Okay, so Peyton and I also had a chance to talk about the only color-changing fluorite in sterling silver.